1953, the head of the Bahá'í Faith, Shoghi Effendi, set in motion a 10-year crusade whereby he called for the Baha'is to arise from their homelands and settle in over 130 countries and islands and territories throughout the world where there were no Baha'is living. In response to this call, two Baha'i ladies, one from America and a New Zealander living in Australia at that time, independently answered this call and arose and chose to come to the Cook Islands. Edith Danielson was the American Baha'i. She was a 45-year-old widow, and she arrived on the island of Aitutaki. I think few people realize that that's really where she first landed in the Cook Islands. 50 years ago, this day, the 14th of October 1953. The second lady who came, her name was Dulcie Dive, and as I said before, she was a New Zealander living in Australia at the time, and she arrived in Rarotonga by boat via the harbor at Avarua on the 18th of January 1954. These two ladies spent the first year that they were here living at the Hotel Rarotonga, which all of you who here now know has the sign Banana Court across the front. They found all of the people of the Cook Islands very open, very friendly, and very open to the teachings of unity and diversity and to the broad scope of universal spiritual concepts. The result of this was that by the time of Dulcie Dive's untimely death in 1962, there were 30 indigenous Cook Islanders who had become Baha'is. And the first administrative institution of the Baha'is of the Cook Islands was formed, and it was called the Local Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of Rarotonga. Nan Greenwood arrived in 1972, 1973, and of course Nan, you know, is now still living here. She's living on Mauki, and this is her 30th year of being in the Cook Islands. By this time, the Cook Island community had truly joined the world community, the World Baha'i Faith, and the international body of the head of the faith is called the Universal House of Justice. Once every 5 years, this body is elected in Haifa, in Israel, on Mount Carmel, referred to in the Bible as the Vineyard of the Lord. I think it's very interesting to know that the 9 members of the national administrative body of the Cook Islands, they go to the World Center there, to Mount Carmel, and they participate equally in an election with now up to about 180 or so other national countries of the world, 9 people from the Cook Islands, 9 people from the United States, 9 people from Samoa, 9 people from Russia, 9 people from Iceland, regardless of the size or the population of those countries. They all send 9 people to participate in that election.
I never met so many different people like this in my whole life. And today, seeing people, oh my God, I'm really overwhelmed with it.
Today we celebrate these years of Baha'i growth and remember the 2 Knights of Baha'u'llah, Edith Danielson and Dulcie Dive, who started this process. The first 2 people who became Baha'is, Twaini Kauta'oa and Rima Nicholas, and all of those other servants who followed that path.